Hey, what's going on, everybody? Well, welcome to this video. In this video, we're just going to go over some basic ringless voicemail strategies, how to use it in your business, and kind of just to get a little creative and how to implement it in your day-to-day business and with your current marketing strategies. Obviously, the first one is just dropping a ringless voicemail to your data sets, whether you're using PropStream and another source of data, pulling your data sets and then creating it to run a campaign, doing a blast. Or obviously you can, blast your, an RVM to your list of realtors. A lot of investors don't really think of reaching out to realtors as much as they should. A lot of realtors are out there. They're doing the same day-to-day grind, just like you, looking for a new listing, looking for properties. And of course, they'll stumble upon, properties that are a little distressed, or we might have some off-market properties within their brokerage. Every single brokerage has an off-market property list. And so it's good to have a good list of realtors who you can reach out to just to see and check in once a month to see if they have any or know of any off-market properties, or if there's any properties they're trying to work to list. Ringless voicemail can be a great way. It's super simple because that realtor list is always going to be uploaded, and you can always just once a month have it triggered to just do an RVM blast of you just reaching out to them, seeing if they have any off-market properties. And of course, you can use ringless voicemail to follow up, from a mailer or a cold outbound text. So some people in different campaigns, and it comes down to kind of testing and tweaking to see what's that perfect flow for you. A lot of investors, when they pick a source of marketing, whether it's mailers, texting, cold calling, they kind of just stick to that one. They don't create a sequence that can work well with a mixture of things. So let's say you do a mailer. Well, a few days later, you can do an RVM drop to those same homeowners with a good excuse of saying, hey, I just want to reach out to see if you got this mailer. You can do the same thing with the text. You can send a text, and let's say they don't answer or reply back to your text. Well, that homeowner might not be a texting type of person, so maybe a voicemail will get their attention and get them to call you back. So definitely play with those sequences to kind of figure out the flow of the touches that you want to do. And of course, you can use ringless voicemail to follow up with old leads. A great way to reconnect with people. Let's say leads kind of went cold, fell off the map. Then you talked to them about maybe 6 months, a year ago or so. A great way to just reach back out to them without having to call them, just to kind of see if they'll reach back out if they're still interested in selling. Definitely want to add ringless voicemail into your lead gen campaigns. Definitely play with the flow, like I said, to figure out where they fit in the best, whether it's between or after sending a series of mailers or texts. Definitely, it's a great strategy to hit homeowners from different angles. Some people like to thin the herd, as you would say, and maybe do an RVM campaign first. Some people like to be a little bit aggressive early on, just to kind of get those people, because you always have those bad eggs, those people who don't like the marketing or get a little angry. RVM can be a great way to get rid of those people. So that way you're not spending a lot of money on mailers. So that way you can target mailers on the next one, or do RVM, then go to text, then to mailers or RVM mailers. Definitely want to play with that sequence and flow of touches. Every demographic is a little bit different and handles different types of marketing. Definitely spread your outbound touches based off the seller motivation. So obviously with someone who's, has an auction date coming up, or they're in foreclosure, it's okay to be aggressive and maybe send an RVM once a week or an RVM text, an RVM because they need to sell soon. Compared to someone who's an absentee owner or vacant owner, you're probably only going to touch those people maybe once a month. They're not the type of people you want to do a voicemail that are very close to each other. That might just obviously upset them and get them mad at you. Definitely test where your RVMs will work the best with response rate. Like I said, in the flow, figure out that flow, whether RVMs are going to be first, middle, or last, or it's a mixture, whether it's with the cold calling, the mailers, and the texting. And just some tips, remember not to blast out more than you can handle. You don't want to buy a data set of 5,000 people and just do a blast of a 5,000 right then and there, or a blast of 1,000. Definitely make it manageable. Definitely spread it out over the course of a month. Maybe do, I kind of recommend maybe do between 100 to 300. It really depends on your monthly or the amount of data you're buying every single month and also comparing it to the rest of the other marketing that you're doing. You don't want, to handle a bunch of incoming calls. But again, definitely take a look at the call tracking modules to really make sure that your call tracking and call flow are set up properly for your RVM campaigns. So let's say you have a vacant list and a foreclosure list. Well, you don't want to combine them together. Definitely keep them separated with their own call tracking number. Do different RVM campaigns. That way you can really compare and look at your KPIs to really know how to target. And then same goes for making sure that your call flow is set up. So that way when people are calling back, they have the option to press 1 to go straight to your phone so you can answer it. So you're only talking to people who are actually interested. And of course, with Ringless voicemail, or the option of them pressing 2 to be taken off your marketing list. You don't have to talk to them. Your phone doesn't ring. That way you're able to quickly filter out those who don't want to talk to those who actually do want to talk. So again, it really just comes down to your budget, the sequence, the flow, where you want to target most, and how people respond in your demographics to the different types of marketing campaigns.